Hello everybody, Daniel here. This is the second take of this because Power Director decided halfway through my first attempt that it would just stop showing me what I'm trying to view as I'm narrating it. That was nice of it. Anyway, there's a healing station here within the cave if you need it, just conveniently. It stops you having to go back to the main building. You can't go to the north here, although if you look closely there are two item boxes. We'll get into that at a later point. We're now going to go up the stairs like so, and return back to the boring brown cave. And this is a very large room with surprisingly little in it. You can do all this searching around, and you think with a room this big there'd be like a red item box hidden somewhere, but there isn't. There's a trainer that's not mandatory, and he thinks juking's finished. Well, we'll show him. Now I'll show you. I can't do impersonations. Anyway, let's move north, because that is the only place we can go, and see very, very little initially. But there's a trainer there to the left, he is required. A trainer to the right who I don't believe is, but I'm going to zoom back to when I face him because I did a lot of wandering around aimlessly. And he's not mandatory, as you can see, because I've skipped it out. But this guy I believe he's obsessed with getting promoted by Mirror B. Yeah, he needs to score points so he can get a promotion. He is quite important because he contains, within his Pokeball, a Swablu, and that is the Shadow Pokemon of choice here. I do wish it would be a Shadow Lotad instead, because Lotads are very cool, but unfortunately it is a Swablu. Now Swablu is very versatile as Pokemon Go, but unfortunately it's not particularly brilliant at any set it pulls off, because if it goes defensively like Jumpluff's, it's got a quad weakness to Ice. It is also weak to Rock, same as Jumpluff. But the upside, I suppose, is that it does have quite a good capability to use Dragon Dance. Unfortunately in this game Dragon is special, so you'd have to run something like Earthquake, and it can use status, so within this game it can be quite useful, but I prefer personally, if I'm going to use a Sleep Inducer, to either use Jumpluff or even Dunsparce. I think is a better choice than Swablu, which then evolves into Altaria. It's not too bad as a Pokemon though, it's probably a 2.5 out of 5 I'd say. It's not actually too bad, but like I said, it's a jack of all trades, a master of none, and it is by far and away the worst conventional dragon in terms of usage. I mean, in black and white there's Druddigon, which is probably used as little as it is, but definitely before then it was the least used dragon by a mile. Mainly because dragons are usually really good, but this one, not so much, but we have caught it nice and quickly, so that's good. He has a Lombre as well as a Lotad, which is a strong indication of what is to come, if you hadn't already worked that out. Unfortunately Lombre is nowhere near as cool looking as Lotad. It's quite ugly, it's still got the horrible pink lip effect, almost quite similar to Quillfish in a way. Yeah, it doesn't do it for me. And yeah, that's all we have to say about Lombre. We don't have to talk too much about it. It does evolve into something that looks way cooler, which we will see very soon, probably in this video in fact. Could you think we could possibly go through this cave in just 2 parts? And England have just missed a very easy shot to score against France in Euro 2012. I am not impressed. You can probably tell when I'm recording as a result. There was a blank there so I could heal. I'm now going down the stairs, and there's effectively 4 paths, but 3 of them are unavailable, because obviously if you go west you're going to go back up the stairs. If you go south, oh no, there's no path. If you go to the east, oh no, there's no path. It's not really much of a dungeon maze, is it? It's more just kind of pretending there's paths to confuse you, but really there isn't. And if you go north, actually this is very important because we're going to get really close to the end here, because we're going to show you the boss. Now I'm going to let you listen to the music of the place because I'm not going to have it in normal speed in the battle. Now that guy in the middle is not having an epileptic fit, although I do like that. Oh hey, going that way is a no-no, as if he can't be bothered to actually stop the people from doing that, and for some reason Wes just decides to follow suit with that. Anyway, let's go talk to Mirror B and his almost epileptic fit-esque dancing. His Ludicores are far better at it than he is, put it that way. It's about time. Yep, we're sorry we took a while, you know, we just dawdled for a bit. No we didn't, we were as quick as possible, you knob. Anyway, what you'll just a note of the future is that Mirror B does a lot more dancing than training, as may come apparent in about 30 seconds. He's going to try and salvage the plan by beating us, Although that wouldn't solve anything, we'd just come back again, wouldn't we? But anyway, let's let him enjoy his own dodgy logic, because it's Pokemon logic, and let the music play. Mirror B, when he's in double speed, looks like he's genuinely having a fit. Anyway, he's got 2 Ludicolo to start with. Ludicolo is a very interesting Pokemon. It looks cool as well, which is an added bonus. But Ludicolo can do 2 distinct sets competitively. It can go for the defensive role because it has Rain Dish as one of its abilities. It has Leech Seed as an egg move, and it can be a pain in the bum with Rain Dance because it will heal. The other alternative is to have Swift Swim and go for full power mode, because obviously water moves would get a boost and we'd have double speed. Mirror B likes to mix it up, with which Ludicolo does what, although I can guarantee that on turn 1 both Ludicolo will use Rain Dance, because he likes to guarantee that the rain will be up. That is pretty much a constant with almost every single battle you ever have with Mirror B in both games, just as long as he starts with 2 of the Lotad family. Especially if the Ludicolos, it's 100% likely pretty much. Anyway, he has a lot of Ludicolos, you can tell because he had 4 dancing with him. That may have been a clue as to which Pokemon he likes. Hint, hint. Like I said, if you had your Quillfish, now is the time to use it because it is dominating in these conditions, because obviously it resists water and can power out big poison, and I think it learns Pin Missile as well if you don't have a poison move. So it always has something to use against Ludicolo. Anyway, he has 5 Pokemon there in the top right corner, as you may have noticed. So obviously he has something that isn't a Ludicolo. This Pokemon is a Sudowoodo, and it is Shadow. Why he has a Sudowoodo when it really does not benefit in any way. It's actually hindered by the fact that it's raining, because it's already weak to water as it is. Why he's picked one of those, I do not know. In Pokemon XD, the first Pokemon he has is a Shadow's a Voltorb, which makes a lot more sense, because I can benefit with 100% accuracy Thunders. Sudowoodo can't benefit in any way, shape or form, so why they picked that for him I don't genuinely know. Anyway, he does actually, I was going to say he does actually kill the Meditite, but no he doesn't, does he? He hasn't quite got there, because he decided to low kick a very light flying type. You know, really intelligent AI there. But that's another Ludicolo gone, and Sudowoodo actually by itself really can't do anything, because if it had switched in to a Ludicolo to use Leech Seed, it had the possibility to pick the health up. As it happens, that has not been the case, so Sudowoodo is stuck by itself, and it is very slow and not particularly powerful, so it really is quite a sitting duck to capture. Although the 4 times that I played with this game since it's been released, and they were quite a while ago, every single time it has taken me ages to capture Sudowoodo. I have no idea why. This was actually by far and away the quickest. Normally I end up wasting at least half a dozen Great Balls and a couple of Ultra Balls, because I don't like using Ultra Balls immediately. Mainly because there are many Pokemon that are considerably more difficult to capture than Sudowoodo later in the game. So you like to keep as many Ultra Balls as you can. So I will try and go through the complement of Great Balls first, and I believe this time we catch it, which would be very nice. This or the next time. I hope it's this time, just so I can stop talking sooner. Yes, it is. Fantastic. And he's defeated, and he can't keep up with the tempo, and that was some serious head-banging at double speed. Anyway, how dare we? Well, what do you mean? We just turned up and you hadn't trained properly. There was nothing more to it than that. He's going to kick us out with these elegant dancing steps in the future. We shall wait and see. They're not going to give up the Shadow Pokemon plan though, so presumably there's more to it elsewhere, and that is incredibly lazy animating. They didn't even animate a walking pose for Ludicolo. And I think that was just a Plusle noise. Yeah, good job there, Yuki, explaining what I've already told the viewers. Anyway, we better go and find it, and it'll be obvious where it is. But oh, a magic item box on the floor, and it contains TM49, which I think is Snatch, which, although is relevant to the situation, yeah it is. Although it's relevant to the situation, it is rubbish, so we will not be using that. And wow, that's a really well protected Plusle. Anyway, there's the Einfile P. Bloody hell, I am so bad at impersonations. Shadow Pokemon are locked with their hearts, blah blah blah, we already know this. There's a Plusle there just staring at us gormlessly. We should probably go and save that sometime soon. Come on! We'll get the item first. Proper Pokemon hoarder. There's the Macho Brace I referred to in the previous episode. A very useful item. And magically, now that we start talking to Plusle, Duking and Silver turn up. Just, you know, with telepathy, psychic powers, knowing that we got there in time. Because at no point did we see either of these two while we were going through the cave, so... Anyway, let's just get back to the Duking's building, because this is a bit... It's cramping my style. It's not me, coal mines. Yeah, we've driven him out. Come on, come on. We've already seen this happen. Plusle, get out of the way. Let's get back. Feeling hungry at relief? Yes, of course. Come on, let's roll. Let's get out of this mouldy cavern. Couldn't have said it better myself. Right, back to the nice, comfy surroundings. Plusle could have been made a shadow Pokemon. Trust me, when you see the stats of Plusle, not a spoiler because it happens just about now, you can see why it wasn't made into a shadow Pokemon. It is rubbish. The Plusle wants to come with us though, so I suppose we better say yeah, whether we want to or not. It is at least cute, so... It's a lot cuter than that girl is anyway. We have a cute new addition, we sure do. I like how it just jumps into our pocket as well, that's quite a nice touch. And somehow, as a result, gets transferred to the PC. So apparently we have a laptop or, you know, like a netbook in our pocket. Who would have thought it? Anyway, we better give our PDA number out to Duke in case anything else suspicious happens in the area. Now he's actually doing things to sort it out rather than sitting on his arse and doing nothing. We want to go through the bookcase area there just for information regarding future episodes. Yeah, they may have been smuggling it elsewhere and from the under. Yeah, that's literally under this city. So, you know, very, very imaginative names. We have to move quickly to gather as much information as possible. We sure do before everything becomes a shadow Pokemon. Oh wait, there are no wild Pokemon. Yep, let's go behind the bookcase. And talk to the little nippers again, because they now have more important things to say than before. Apart from this guy, he really has nothing important to say. Yeah, I bet you are. Anyway, do you know the kids' grid? Yeah, let's say we do. She doesn't know what it is. What if we say no? I don't know what it is. Everyone's saying they're going to make it big and talk it over. Okay. Can you help explain what kids' grid is? Yes, you can, because I believe your name is Sek. There you go. Your name is Sek. Well done me for remembering. Anyway, Sek becomes far more important later on, but I just thought I'd point out who that is. Anyway, let's escape now because there's nothing else to do. Nothing else in this episode to do. Ta-ra! If you enjoyed the video you've just seen, please join my Facebook group and follow me on Twitter for the latest news.